Hey Pisces, welcome to your end of year reflections reading, where we'll take a peek at lessons learned and experiences that you've had over the past year and how best to walk into 2023 with fresh and renewed energy. So let's start by pulling a couple of oracle cards just to see what energy is surrounding this reading for you guys. And for my Pisces collective, we have Not Magic and it says Binding at the bottom. These cards are so hard to read, but binding. Let's pull another and see what else is surrounding my Pisces collective for their end of year reading. And we have Inner Peace. All right. So for my Pisces collective out there, it feels as though there has been a sensation of you being stuck or tied to something that is not necessarily a good fit for you. So this could be in terms of your workplace, this could be in your romantic relationships or your friendships, that you have been sort of tethered to something that is not necessarily a very good place for you. It doesn't feel as though it's an inviting energy. It doesn't feel like it's something that's energizing. It feels like something that was very heavy, that was weighing you down over time. But it feels like with this reading, going through 2022, and I think more so going into the new year, that there's this acknowledgement that you may have sort of intertwined yourself in something that has not necessarily been particularly healthy for you. And I think that you are now on a path to sort of reclaim that inner peace, where whatever this is that you were bound to previously really sort of sucked the life out of you. It feels like it was causing a good amount of stress, that it was a lot of worry associated with it, that, it was like every day it was something new, it was something different, and it never seemed to be anything that was particularly positive for you. So I think that transitioning out of 2022 and going into 2023, that this is going to be the opportunity for you to find some peace in whatever that situation was. So let's get into some tarot and see if we can pull some additional messages for you. So looking first at the major theme for 2022 for you guys. The major theme in 2022 with my Pisces collective, we have the Hermit in reverse. And so I feel like coming out, and this I think happened in the latter part of the year, that you started coming out of this little bit of isolation where you may not have discussed the issues that you were experiencing with other people around you. It almost feels as though whatever conflict or stress that you were experiencing, you held it a little bit close to your vest and you were trying to figure it out on your own. But there's a sense that at some point you may have started reaching out to other people for their perspective, for their assistance. And these two cards slid out, so I'm going to take those. But it feels as though you got to the point where it was like, I don't think I can get myself out of this situation by myself. I think that I need other people to somehow help me through this. So the other two cards that came out, we have the Star in reverse, and we also have the Seven of Emotions, or the Seven of Cups in traditional tarot. So with these cards all together, it feels as though, particularly with the Star card, that there was a sense of hopelessness. And, almost as though you were sort of resigned to the fact that this was going to be your life for the foreseeable future. Like you're just going to have to deal with this stress. And it's almost as if when you were at sort of your weakest or your lowest points, that you started thinking about what your options were to move forward. What is it that I can do to get myself out of this situation? How do I untie myself from something that is not healthy for me at all. And we see that with the Seven of Cups here. Weighing things out, sort of taking off the rose-colored glasses, seeing things for what they actually are. And I think that it was at that point that you decided to reach out to people around you who could be supportive, who could give you some guidance, who could give you some things to think about when maybe your perspective was a little bit cloudy because of everything that's been going on. So something that you grew from over the past year, something that my Pisces collective experienced growth from. And we have the Five of Materials in reverse. And so I love this because this is the Five of Pentacles. And when it's upright, it really talks about a sense of not belonging, a sense of lack, being on the outside looking in, being sort of left out in the cold. And I think that from you reaching out to people, that you realize that that is not the case, that you have people around you who love and support you and want the best for you. And it was only a matter of you letting them know that you needed help. And so I think for a lot of you, that was a moment where you were able to realize that your support system is a lot stronger than you may have thought before, possibly because you never reached out before to give people an opportunity to sort of really show you how they'll show up for you. And we have that clarified by the Priestess and the Tower in reverse and the Tower. And so I think that for both of these, with the Priestess, it's the card of knowing. It's the card of enlightenment. It's about trusting your intuition. And so I think, Pisces, that throughout this process, there were probably red flags that were popping up for you. There were probably some warning signs that maybe this isn't the path that you should go down. And it's a lesson for you, right? That your intuition was given to you for a reason. And that more often than not, it's not going to point you in the wrong direction. So I think that that's something else that you picked up from this. And I do think that that was brought on by this Tower moment, that there was this sort of abrupt change, this aha moment that made you realize, like, shit, I should not have ignored that. Like, almost like that's when all of this started. And so I think that aha moment combined with the understanding that your intuition should always be acknowledged, at least, when it comes up, when it's giving you the sensation that something's wrong. So having that trust in yourself and also having that trust in the community around you, I think are two things that you absolutely grew from over the past year. So things that may have held you back a little bit, some challenges that you experienced over the past year outside of what we have already talked about. We have the Two of Materials, or the Two of Pentacles, in reverse, and we also have the Hierophant. So I think that there was so much stress and anxiety around figuring out how to maintain this foundation. And I use that term very loosely because it's almost like a house that was built on sand is what it feels like. I think that there were some big challenges for you in trying to figure out how to maintain the stability, how to sort of continue doing things the right way, making sure that you maintain status quo and create some level of stability. It doesn't feel as though that was a particularly easy task. It feels like someone who is walking in quicksand. That you have, you've been trying to juggle so long, you've been trying to balance things, and this thought of losing your footing, if you do something different, may have held you back for a while until you had this sort of wake-up call. And so I think that you not wanting to rock the boat, you wanting to make sure that you don't do anything to sort of upset your life, or upset anybody else is, was really a driving factor. So, for example, if you had a job that was not going well, but it's like, I got to pay the bills some kind of way. Like there's no money tree in my backyard, so I need to make this work. I need to do things the right way. I can't leave until I have something else, and I haven't found anything else. I don't know what else is out there. So it's all of these bits of resistance to change, I think, that was may have been keeping you in this stuck place and keeping you from finding your peace. So something that may have made you happy with this. And oh, Pisces, I like this a lot for you. We have the Eight of Voices in reverse. So this is the Eight of Swords in traditional tarot, and it represents someone who is stuck, but not really. So, it's a person who's blindfolded, their hands are bound together, they're standing in a circle of swords, but what they don't realize is that the ropes that are around their arms and their hands are not tied. They're not knotted. So they could shake them off anytime they want. They can pull their blindfold off and see that there's a huge opening between the swords that are around them, and they can walk out anytime that they want. And so I think what should bring you some happiness and comfort about this past year is that you came to that understanding and recognition that you're not as stuck as you may have thought that you were. And I think a lot of that has to do with your finally reaching out to other people and seeing what options actually exist for you. So be happy about taking the steps to get yourself unstuck. Okay, and a few cards came out. We're not going to take all of those, but let's see if we can clarify that card a little bit further for you guys. And we have Strength. So this combination for you guys is amazing. My Pisces collective pulled their britches up and they started taking the steps to get themselves unstuck from this situation. It's like you're shaking those ropes off. You're like, I'm still not 100% certain, but what I do know is that where I am right now is not where I want to be. So we have to make some moves. And it feels as though you kind of just straightened your back and was like, come what may, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to get myself out of this. So something beautiful that you should acknowledge. We have the 10 of Materials here in reverse. And this is the 10 of Pentacles in traditional tarot that really represents the ultimate, the pinnacle of stability, of having financial security, having those tangible goods that are in your world. And we also have the 8 of Materials in reverse. And so something, I think, Pisces, that you're going to be able to look forward to. A couple of things. So take this how it resonates with wherever it is that you are. This 10 of Pentacles, this stability, it is going to come. It is going to take a while. It's going to be a process while you sort of extricate yourself from this, get back to your calm and zen place, finding your inner peace, and taking into consideration all of these other perspectives and options that you're getting from the people around you. It's going to take you a little bit of time to sort through all of that, but it is coming. And what I feel for some other people with the 8 of Materials, that all of this work, all of this effort that you have been putting in, and I think for a vast majority of you that this is related to your work life. So I do feel like you're looking at possibly a change of career or a change in company or something like that. But whatever the work is that you've been putting in so far, it feels like there's going to be a shift in 2023 where you're going to be doing something different than what has sort of kept you tied and what has sort of kept you unhappy. So if you've been considering a career change, looks like it's coming. as you transition into 2023, that you're going to unstick yourself from whatever it is that you were doing before and explore a new path with the help of other people. And again, it'll feel a little bit shaky for a while, but that stability, that abundance is going to come in due time. So how best to leave this energy in the past and move forward? We have the Queen of Emotions. So this is a pretty gentle energy with the Queen of Cups. It's somebody who loves life, who loves people. And I think that there's a certain level of excitement that comes along with this openness and doing things. More than anything, the Queen of Cups, when you see it represented in traditional tarot, she is the only one who has a lid available for her cup. The King of Cups doesn't have it. The Page of Cups, the Knight of Cups, nobody else. The Queen of Cups has a lid. And so she can open up her cup as she sees fit, whenever it suits her. So she can hold some of that love for herself. She can give some of that love to other people. She can modulate it as she wishes. And so I think that you are going to have to start focusing on where your energy and emotion goes. Do you want to continue pouring it into something that was unfulfilling and made you feel stuck and stressed out? Or do you want to open that cup up to new possibilities, new people? And we also have the Empress to clarify, the Empress in reverse. Now, upright, the Empress is a very motherly, nurturing energy. They're ready to, sort of support and maintain and nourish and feed things. But it's also the card of someone who is ready to birth something new. So in this reverse position, leaving behind energy, I think that you are going to stop trying to nurture what it is that you've been doing in the past. And you're going to, over time, again, because we saw with the Ten of Pentacles, that this is going to take some time. But you are going to get to the point where you are ready to birth something new. A new experience, a new stream of income, a new career is what's waiting for you. So after what looks to be a pretty stressful time, Pisces, it seems as though much better days are on the horizon for you. So just hang in there and make sure that you continue to reach out to people who have been supportive, who have sort of give them the chance to show that they care about you. Because I think that you'll be pleasantly surprised about their perspectives and the opportunities that can come from just reaching out. So that's what I got from my Pisces collective. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this reading, and I will see you in the next one.